Afternoon everyone. As you can see, I'm at Friars Woods and it's a wet one. We've had quite a bit of rain in the last few hours, well 24 hours, 48 hours, but don't stop you going out. Well, not me anyway. So I drove in today into the woods, and because the last few times I've been out, the last few months I've been walking into the woods, which has been great. But this weekend I drove in, got a bit of comfort, gone for the old swag, heavy canvas, and all my boxes like I would do if I was car camping, but in the woods. We're here for 2 nights, just me and Des. Des is going to turn up later, and it's just nice to get out. You know, doesn't matter the weather really, it's still warm. You know, the temperatures must be around about 18 still, so I've just been and collected a load of wood, so I've got to process that. So the camp's set up. I want to dry out underneath my shelter there because it was soaking wet, so hopefully a bit of heat going in there will dry that out. And well, I don't know what this video's about. I'm going to do some smaller videos on my pouches and how you can incorporate them into a rucksack. So I've got a Hexbed, which is a lightweight hiking rucksack, but it's only 50 litres, but I put all my gear inside that, and really impressed myself really how well everything fits in there using the system, the modular system. And also a Carrymore SF45 with the sort of 3 pocket side pouches on them, and yeah, you know, I've got a full load out in there. It doesn't fit, it's not even full up, so you know, it works great. And a couple of smaller packs, so I'm going to try and do that this weekend and do some videos, so it gives you guys an idea of what the pouches and that and the system's all about. You know, it's not just the pouch you buy, it's buying something that incorporates into a system. We're going to do some food. I've got a couple bits of steak. I think I'm having steak tonight, steak tomorrow. And obviously normal breakfast, whatever else pops up along the way. So there might be just one video, then a couple of smaller videos, but I'm just going to process some wood now. I'm going to get the fire going, so let it dry out underneath there a bit, but the wood's wet, so we're just going to have to process that down and get that to a point where we can get some dry stuff on there, get that going, and then the damper stuff we stick around the outside and dry that out as we go along. So Alright, so we'll do some feather sticks out of these, and we'll chuck them ones down into some quarters, and if we can get some decent bits we might be able to get some. We've got ourselves a pretty poor selection of feather sticks, but I'm going to blame it on the wood, but we've got some anyway. So let's get a fire striker. Back of our knife. Let's see if we can get in there with some of these. And it's a good test, you know, it's been raining a lot. Wood's not perfect, so I'm just going to go and see if I can catch something or another. Get some really fine ones. Now there's 2 options we can do with this, but obviously we could try and light the actual feather sticks, which we'll try and do, and get a nice purchase on it. I just want one of the smaller. Thunder. Maybe this section now. But we'll just do one more bit and I'll show you another option, which you most know, but I'll show you anyway, which right, because what you're doing there, you're just wasting your feather stick away there. So just scrape So we've got that much there, we don't lose it. This is so we don't, you know, waste all our ferro rod, but over there. Right, I'm starting to go now. Obviously the rain's coming down. I'm just going to carry on, just tenderly building that up so we've got to a good point where the fire's established. Got a bit of rain, it's a bit light. I'm going to get underneath, get this thing going, because I can feel the rain coming down it slightly through the tarp or the parachute. So we're just going to get that going and be cool. Got one really annoying drip just there, which is making a puddle down now. I've got my old Swazi Gore-Tex on, so sort of knew it was going to rain, so you prepared for it. Just going to stack up the wood a bit more on the fire and split some down a bit more and go from there really. But yeah, to be honest, I'm not worried about that being wet because it's a waterproof box. So as long as my shelter's all dry, I'm alright. So I've got the wood arranged around the outside because there is like a haze of water coming in, and so that can just dry that out and slow it down the process of getting wet. I've got an established fire, so all we do is just, it's got soaked really quickly, but it was, you can see the rain, it's calmed down slightly. But that's why I always say, you know, have a bigger tarp than what you think you need. You know what I mean? That's a 3x3, and the dead centre's nice and dry. Nothing wrong with that. But obviously on the outer sides of it, even if you have driving rain coming in, that's going to get your gear wet. So I'm not worried about this stuff getting wet because it's sort of waterproofed anyway. So, but if I had a rucksack with all my gear in it, I want it in the middle, and I'd bring the sides right down. So yeah, it's still raining. It's really persistent now. So what I've done, I've took the chair out, trying to dry the chair off, the little tables, dry the tables off because we need them, which I was going to do anyway, and slowly drying off the chair. Got the fire going, got a brew on, drying out the mat because that got drenched for me in underneath here. And yeah, so we're on the mending, the way of drying out.
So yep, it's yours truly out for a weekend. I'm with Dave Friars. He's got his camera out as well, and yeah, it's just two of us, I believe, this weekend, and got loads of bits going on. I've got what I've done is I had a blade, a knife blade. I've rehandled it, I received a piece of deer skin last weekend, so what I'm going to try and do over the course of the weekend is make a nice sheath for it, and a few other crafty bits. Just do, you know, usual sort of stuff in the videos. You know, a bit of cooking, bit of what.
And I might have it. I actually did pick up a salad, so I might have it with a salad. Salad, eh? Just trying to be a bit healthy, stay off the carbs a bit. Yep, on the protein and off the carbs. So, and also a bit of coleslaw on top of that. And we've got steak over there, so chuck that on there. Obviously we've got a bit of ketchup. Do you want any ketchup, mate?
Ketchup? Yeah, come on. Good.
And, right, the rain's come down again, so we just, the trouble is we've got the parachute up, and what's happening with the parachute is the water's coming through the parachute, it's very fine rain, and then with the wind that is swirling around underneath the shelter, so it's all getting wet just because of the wind and the rain. To be honest, if we did have the parachute up, we might as well be drier. Which is really annoying, so I'm going to rethink the parachute. Generally we don't normally use this one in the winter anyway. This is more of a summer parachute and sitting under, but it is sort of the end of August, so you don't expect it really to be as heavy as this, but yeah, it's pretty bad. So in the next month I'm going to work on a better shelter system for winter anyway, and if the weather's going the way it is, I think we need it.
Sorry, Barney, I do still like my Barney coffee and tea.
There's doing the video. But yeah, it was a lovely night, lovely and warm in the old swag. Did pour that all night long, really heavy rain, and the annoying thing was because of the parachute didn't do us any favours last night, because the water was coming through the parachute and producing a very fine mist of rain, which then was swirling around and soaking everything up around us. So even underneath the tarp was beginning to be useless really, because of the mist was coming in here, and you're just sitting there, you had this like a fine mist of water all over you. So, but then, you know, I mostly go back over to that shelter I normally do in the winter time, so, but I'm going to get a new massive tarp going over the top of that, because that needs replacing, and where it'll come out and back down again, so that'll be more winter time, and then come away from this one, because this is only for summer. But no, it wasn't too cold, but it feels colder today. And I think we got up about 5, sort of laid in bed for a bit, and then Des got up and he got the fire going, and he's got himself his posh coffee over there. Yeah. Then the fire's ticking over, and it's not raining at the moment. I think it's meant to be all right to about 2 o'clock, so got a few hours of dryness. Done. Just chuck this on there, a bit of cheese, melt on the bacon. I'll have this as a lunch as well, so I'll have half for breakfast. I thought I'd do the whole lot. I've done it before like that, we just, you know.
Have a bit.
Yeah, I know, I've half for breakfast. And just chuck it over there. Oh, it looks alright, doesn't it? So I'll have half for breakfast, put it in a wrap, and half for lunch later. Obviously ketchup on that.
Bacon and egg with your
What?
Did you want a bit of bacon and egg with your sauce?
Thing up. There we go, breakfast. And I'll just leave that over there by the fire, and if it looks like I'm cried, it's not. It's just the smoke in the air. Since yesterday, I always find once you get that smoke in your eyes, and it's in the eyes, they get really sensitive, and then from that point onwards, every time you get the smoke, there's this feeling it as well. You just get it instantly. So yeah, so even now, but let's crack on and eat this. Right, here we go. As you can see, a tree fell down almost on me. It's quite funny because I was looked at that tree before I put the hammock onto it. I gave it a little shove and it seemed pretty strong, to be honest. I know it is dead, but you know what I mean, it's a thick old tree. And I gave it a shove and it seemed alright. But obviously, with my weight, it weren't alright. And I tested it a couple of times. I sat on it gently as well at first. But the thing fell down, I heard it crack and you see me jump out of the way. Tarp's alright. Didn't even spill the coffee. And the camera, I thought it had fallen on the camera. But it was all cool. But yeah, make sure you properly push the trees if you put a hammock up on it properly. Admittedly, a tree this sort of thickness will take quite a bit more than that to fall over, but it's got a bit rotten at the roots, so I always say, always be careful of it, you know, always. It's worth, give it extra shove. So, but lucky enough, the kettle's still got the coffee, camera's alright, tarp's totally fine, everything's spot on still. Even the kettle sitting on top of the stove. So there we go. But the point of the video is I'm just going to show you with the Hill People rucksack what you can get inside it, and I've made these pouches up, so they're sort of standard pouches I make, but it just organises it and shows it in a nice way how you can maximise the space from the rucksack. And I think it's only, I don't know, 20 litres or something like that. They're not that big, but I'm going to try and show you various different rucksacks and how, using the modular system of my pouches, how they all link together. You will get more space out your rucksack and also be a bit more organised as well. So I'm just going to finish this, and what we'll do, I'll pack everything up and just show you. And there's also, we'll try and show you now in the pictures, there's a waterproof jacket and a wool hat as well. And the gloves, just everything, and a few these small little pouches, which is one's a possible pouch and the other's got like a fire starting and paracord. But yeah, let's finish this off and then I'll put it all back together. I'm going to try and get this in film, but you can't see me, but you can see the bag anyway, that's the main thing. So basically I've got two of these box pouches I make, which are large versions, and one of them's got, say, a warm hat and a waterproof jacket, and the other one's got the hammock and the tarp that I just set up. And they go in there quite nicely, and what it does, it fills out the bottom of the bag, maximises the space in there, and then this food bag goes on top of them. Quite nicely. But then we've got the stove that can go in now. The kettle, obviously optional, don't need to bring that out with you. And then these two small pouches that can just shoot in there anywhere. And we just do the thing up. Now these do come with quite chunky slips, so you can put them quite hard and they'll be alright. But yeah, that's the sort of the setup, quite easy. So it's only a small rucksack, must be 17 litres or something like that, maybe 20, I'm not too exactly sure. Going now. And this is not me advertising the bag, it's me just sort of showing my pouch system and the bags, how they all work together. And You know, it's designed to maximise the space of your rucksack and make it easy to identify where items are that you want. But that's about it really. I'm going to walk back to camp, go and see Des, and I'll see you later. And I'll show him the video. See ya. We're going to do some scones. So I've just got this ready-made scone mixture that I picked up from the co-op yesterday. And it's nice to do a bit of baking when you're out in the woods or whatever, because it's something to do and it's nice to eat. So I always like, I've done cakes before and obviously bread, but I don't think I've tried scones before. So let's give it a bash. So I'm just going to chuck all of it in there. I should really save a little bit back, but I'm just going to be really cautious with the quantity of milk that I put in there. So it says 160 mils, so we'll just put a little bit in first, about that much, and all we're going to do is just stir it in and produce the dough. So I won't film doing all this, but I'll show you the results when I put it into a dough form. So this is sort of the mixture consistency. I don't know if that's right or not, but we're going to go with it. So I'm just going to get the Dutch oven over. I'm going to cook it in the Dutch oven. So we put a bit of oil in there. Just give it a swirl around. I slightly warmed it up, so it's a bit of heat in the bottom there, around the sides. And what we're going to do is do it as a cake, but I'm just going to push it all the way around inside there. Obviously it does say in the instructions, use a rolling pin and roll it out and make individual ones, but we don't need to do that. So I'm going to fill out the whole of the Dutch oven. I've washed my hands, so hygiene is important, so I always wash my hands before doing anything food related, and you know, we don't like dirt or mud inside any sort of bread or anything we're cooking. So that's how we're gonna do it, and we're just gonna put it over the fire on a little slow heat, put some coals on top and just like leave it and just see what happens. Right, let's have a look at the scones. It's getting there, it needs a bit more on it though. We give it a bit more heat. Alright, let's have another look. I think that's done, to be honest. What I'll do, I'm going to leave it just sitting there for a bit. Just let it cool down. I think we'd be good to eat that, because it doesn't feel, as long as the bottom's not burnt. Yeah, that feels done. Pretty sure it's ready to come out. Just give it a Right, there we go. Feels alright. Don't mind cutting into it, see what it's like. See if it's cooked in the middle. Might be all doughy. Should maybe left it a bit longer. Let's have a look. I think that's alright. It's alright. What I'm going to do is put some butter on it. Wait for Des comes, but he's just popped out a minute. Put some butter, a bit of honey on it. Might even put some honey on top of it now actually. Put some holes in it and put some honey in it. So let's do that. I've just put some holes in it now, so I'm just going to pour this over the top. And hopefully it'll go into the, all I did was, and I do this with a bannock as well and it works really well. And just let that sit there for a bit and see what it tastes like shortly. Hey! Right, so here we are. We're just sitting in front of the fire for the moment. Got the fire just ticking over. Just sort of keeping going for the daytime. So about 2:15 and just cracked up a beer, just an afternoon chill and a beer while we're doing stuff. I've got the scone, we're going to eat that later. And Des is doing a bit of admin stuff, and that's about it really. Weather's a bit iffy, it could well rain again. I think it will rain again, and it's a bit windier than we thought it was going to be, but I think that's going to calm out through the day. That's about it really. I'm sort of doing a bit of an update through the day. Dinner's going to be a bit like I did yesterday, which was steak again and salad. And that's all cool really, but if anything interesting I'll try and film it as we go along, so yeah, maybe with some filming later on. We've just been out and done a quick wood collection, just split up this lot here and sawed up this section over here, and just so we've got enough wood for the evening. We've had the fire just ticking over for the day, which is great, but obviously evening time you want a decent fire going on, and you know, it's one of the chores of being out in the woods is collecting wood and chopping it and splitting it. But at least we've got a nice, it's a lovely bit of heat though we get from it, which is, yeah, you can feel it as soon as you walk under the parachute. It's nice. So yeah, that's about it for the moment. Alright, mate. Well, you saw me get the fire going this morning. So I was just doing a film. See, I got the fire this morning, and normal routine, get the kettle on and have a brew. We've had 2 days of crap weather, a lot of rain, windy, and today looks like the day we're going, it's going to be sunny, which is yet again normal procedure, I think. But there we go, we've got kettle, just wait for some hot water. So good morning, guys. You saw me get a fire going this morning. It's definitely a bit chilly, I'll tell you that. From I was here Thursday to now, the temperature's dropped quite a lot in the last few days. But yeah, it's Sunday morning. We've had a bit of sun today, which has been nice. A bit cloudy up now, but it's been nice with a bit of sun. And we're just sort of sitting around chilling out. We haven't packed up or anything yet. We just sort of like chill out, had the fire going. Des has just had some porridge for breakfast. No bacon and eggs. Sundays, I don't really. I have it for 1 day, but I don't need it. I don't have it 2 days in a row. Yeah, obviously my camp this weekend, sort of seen it. It's all like chucking the back of the motor stuff, really quite easy. Don't take long to set up or take down, and everything's there really. So it's really nice. So all we're going to do is sort of sit around a bit more, slightly pack up slowly, and we get out of here at some point this morning. But if I don't hear from you, so if I don't speak to you again, that's it really. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm not going to make this a long video. I'll try and do it as short as possible and go from there. So that's it really. So if I don't do any more filming, that's it, and hope you enjoyed the video, and see you on another one. See ya, bye bye.